Welcome traders to our post-week market review. So jumping straight into things here from where the market opened up, which is this candlestick here. As you can see, before obviously this week commenced, we saw that price was testing on this point of interest that we had marked up in our recent video. Price came to this price originally and we tested this area as a resistance before price then got that big bullish push or gained that bullish traction that you saw and continued on bullish and eventually just completely swept the previous all-time high of 4,550. From there, very interesting price action. You can see that price ended up creating a all-time high of around 4,630, and as you can see, price has begun to consolidate sort of in between these areas here. If I actually go, I'll get a horizontal ray here. So as you can see, there's these sort of two levels, this top side of resistance and this bottom side support, and price is sort of consolidating in between both of these. You can see that price is rejecting off of this level as a resistance and then coming back down to where price is consistently testing as a support. So what does that indicate to us? That indicates to us that we do have a new point of interest that we want to mark in. First things first, we'll have a look at our daily, see if there's any necessary reason for us to mark in any daily points of interest. So as you can see, another interesting thing looking at our daily time frame, you can see where price actually came to on our daily time frame is the previous all-time high. So you can see that price pushed down to this level, rejected off of it, and continued up. So sort of a break and retest pattern. Looking at our 4 hour, we can drag this level into the future. You can see the same sort of thing that we just spoke about on our daily, but just in a little bit more detail. Price rejected off of this level that was a previous all-time high. We go back down to our hourly time frame, see the same sort of thing again in a little bit more detail. But one thing I will say is we do have another point of interest on our hourly time frame, and that's just going to be sort of this rough area around here where you can see that price is consistently testing as a resistance, and also and we can also see that price is creating sort of the new all-time highs here. So obviously this being our all-time high for gold as of right now, which is 4,641. There aren't any levels on our hourly, any other levels on our hourly time frame. We'll drop down to our minute 15. It'll be the same sort of thing, but we'll just mark it in a little bit more detail. So overall this week, it has been extremely sideways, consistent consolidation. Actually a really nice week for trading. So again, we're just going to sort of mark in this overall level here, indicating to us sort of when price does push back up into that level, it will be that point where we could potentially see price reject off of. I'll just make sure that this is only visible on our minute 15, just so we don't have anything too confusing going on in our chart. We'll pull this level down just a tad. And then obviously we have our bottom level that I will now mark in on our minute 15. So what I'm doing when I'm drawing these levels is I'm simply finding points within the market that have tested consistently as a support level. And you can see that price has tested roughly the same area and rejected off of it as a support. For example, I'll go ahead and mark in this rough area here. It's not exactly like price specific, but you can see that price, when it comes down to this level, price rejects off of it and then continues up to try and test the previous all-time high. Minute 5, again, it will be the same thing. We'll look into marking that all-time high and sort of those levels in and around it. We'll also mark in that common support area, just like so, and we will also mark in a sort of middle pivotal point, which will be roughly about here. You can see that there's sort of the middle pivotal point. So once price is above this level, price continues bullish until we react and reject off of the previous resistance, and then we drop back down, and price either rejects off of this middle pivotal point as a support and then continues back up to the previous all-time high, or we see a breakthrough indicating to us that we can see that next point of interest hit. So sort of a nice confirmation point of interest there in between this consolidation for us to take into consideration if price does enter that range. Another thing I do want to dissect real quick and just show you an overall like trading opportunity. Very clean price action for gold, especially. You can see that this area here is the same sort of thing as this overall consolidation, but here is a lot cleaner. So just wanted to show you sort of like trade opportunities and how we work. I'll just mark in a few levels and we'll do it just in a different color, and we'll do it temporarily. Let's do this. So first things first, you have this consistent resistance where price is rejecting, and then second of all you have this sort of consistent support level where price is reacting as support. So again, we're just looking at consolidation here. Once you see price come back up into this level, after you've seen it happen a few times, you see price come back up into this level, you see price action on the lower time frame. So for example, our minute one, and then you have a closer look at price action, you realize that price is rejecting off of this level as a resistance. You can see it on minute 5 as well. You can see the size of these candlesticks indicate to us traders that there is exhaustion in the market. So what does that mean? That means that in this scenario, buyers are trying to push price above this level, but sellers are taking control and pushing price back down. And then you can see that's that clean sort of break here. So for example, this break here, this candlestick here, you see the price rejects. We see buyers try to push price back up. You'd sort of take a short position here, carry that down to the next point of interest that you have marked in. So nice little trading opportunity there. Overall, this entire week has been nice for gold. Just overall consolidation, new all-time high hit. No real strong formation in terms of seller dominance or buyer dominance. Price is just moving sideways. We're seeing that consistent support level and consistent resistance level. So it'll be interesting to see next week how price reacts to these levels. I think looking at the overall momentum that we do see, this overall bullish momentum, especially on this last day, on the Friday, you can see that sellers did really give it a nice go and tried to push price down and cancel out this overall bullish momentum for the past few days. But you can see that buyers stepped right back in. So taking that into consideration and looking at our weekly time frame, we have got a break of structure, almost a break of structure on our weekly time frame. Daily, we are seeing strength from the buyers, and obviously our hourly time frame, you can still see that consolidation holding up, and obviously where the sellers tried to push price back down, you can see that the buyers stepped back in and pushed price back up. So what does that say? What does that tell us for the week ahead? So most likely scenario for the week ahead is we're going to see a new all-time high hit once again. Potentially price moves up into a higher level. So for example, we've seen that rejection. We know that this is a common resistance point. If price ends up giving us a break of structure at this level, then we're going to expect price to push somewhere around this region here. Obviously, if we see this level get pushed to again and we see this level fail, we'll then anticipate that price will continue bearish to our next point of interest, which is around 4,470. Short and sweet post-week market review. Not actually too much to go over in terms of this week. Overall this week, we've seen bullish momentum push price up to a new all-time high, and then since then we've seen price just consolidate and move sideways, and we also have a nice common resistance and support point. So yeah, that's pretty much it for our post-week market review. As always, I hope you've all enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Definitely let me know in the comments below if you're enjoying these videos, if you like the new layout, if you like the fact that we've recently remarked up our charts. Just let me know anything, any of your thoughts, video ideas, anything, just let me know in the comments below, and I will happily go through them and take them into consideration. But yeah, as always, I hope you've all enjoyed, and I will catch you in our midweek technical analysis next week. Peace.